Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live color along. This is Anne Manera, and we are coloring today in Color Along Volume 16. So let's do a sound check. It's a little bit early, so we will wait a little bit. I'm just going to zoom back out a little bit so that we can see everything we're doing. Good morning to Sharon. Rosie says no sound. Sharon, how's my sound now? Sound check, sound check, sound check. Check, check, right? Good morning, Lynn Miller. Let's see. Good morning. Hey, Jean, how are you? Sound check. There it is. Okay, good. There's the sound. Cool. Good morning, Sandra, Rosie. Who else is here? Sharon, Lynn, Jean. I just sent a link over to Mary. So we're going to go over a few things this morning. We are coloring today from volume 16. I have a flamingo page I may finish up while we're here together. I just have to add ink to it. And have a few announcements to make about things that are happening and things that are not happening. So we'll see what's going on. Hey, good morning, Mary. How is everyone this morning? We're using crayons this morning, and today's topic is warm colors. And we've got a lot to learn today about warm colors. I even have my coloring handbook, volume 1 here. Still working on volume 3, so I'm working on that. Okay, let's get the dog settled with the last one. That's it, you guys. That's the last one. So if you can share this out onto a coloring group, I'd appreciate it. I have shared it out to a few different coloring groups. I think I shared it out to 8 different places. I even tried adding it to my own Facebook page this morning and adding it to my Facebook story. So we'll see how it goes. We need to get more views for these color alongs. They've dropped a lot. Facebook has done a lot of changes, and there's going to be some changes coming up going forward. So I'm in the process of learning as much as I can about what those changes mean, as far as who sees what, who doesn't see what, and some of the best times to be live. So, Scarlett, there are no more, honey. What else do you want me to have? All right, let me see what else you can do. That says volume 2. Yeah, this is volume 2. Yes, I'm still working on volume. Volume 3 is not done at all yet, Jean. Let's see if we can get these two to settle down. Here you go, you guys. They've missed everybody since camp ended, so this is the first color along since camp was in session. All right, let's see. Jean said this says volume 2. So yes, volume 3 is still in the works. You know, I'm gonna just give you a little bit of an explanation here. Usually when you write this type of book or create this type of book versus a coloring book. Good morning, Alice and Heather. Versus a coloring book. This book, the coloring handbooks, are more of a book as far as like writing it. And usually what ends up happening is the person writes the book and writes all of the information. Then they pass it along to the graphic designer to lay out the whole book and to lay out this page. So for example, the person may write all of this information here and then they hand it over to the graphic designer, and the graphic designer lays it out and does the layout and basically sets the page up and does the artwork part of it. And then someone else edits it. And then it goes to public, then it gets put together, and then you have an editor. I am all of those people. So I am not only creating the text and the content, but then I am also the graphic designer. I have a few decades of experience as a graphic designer. So I'm the graphic designer. So I actually write this as I'm designing the page. So I'll lay out this page as I'm writing it because I want to skip it. I don't want to have content that's on a piece of paper handwritten somewhere where I have to pop it into here. Or sometimes I'll have the information, for example, with this page right here, then I'll have this information somewhere in maybe a Word document, and then I'll pop it into here. So, okay, Lynn, I'm glad you're here. Somehow, when Sharon says, I somehow knew you were doing the entire process. Yeah, I don't have an editor. I don't have a publisher. I self-publish my books, so I don't have an editor. I don't have someone that proofread. Well, actually, my sister does edit for me. She actually authors and writes textbooks, school textbooks. So she is in the publishing business also, or the writer business. But when she does her books, she creates them, writes them, hands them off, and then they lay them out. So she does edit them for me whenever I need them to be edited. But I don't have that editor for all of that. So that's why it does take a little bit longer. So right now, my first goal is to finish my flamingo book, because I only have one more page left to draw on the flamingo book. And actually, I drew, it's all drawn. I just need to ink it. So maybe we'll be able to ink it today. And then then I'm going to dive into my coloring handbook volume 3. The other thing that I don't do too is that I don't just like only work on that at one time, because then it kind of gets like, you know, I kind of like bounce between. And I want to do a painting handbook too. So a few things are going to be happening. And the reason why I have this book out today is because I want to talk about the color wheel. So I figured the easiest way to talk about the color wheel and to talk about color with all of you is to put the color up. But I also wanted to go over a few things this morning too. So we're going to be coloring the coloring page from volume 16, which is this one right here, the still life with the fruit and the bottle of, well, I don't know what's in that bottle. You choose what's going to be in that bottle. Good morning, Lynn and Mamie and Abby. Abby, good to see you. And we're coloring this page, and we're going to be referencing this. So the first thing I want to talk about is what's happening over the next few weeks. So we've got color alongs coming up throughout the month of June on Thursdays. There might be a color along or two, one or two color alongs that you may find pre-recorded. I've got some things happening personally that's going on, and it's putting a damper in my artwork, let me tell you. So if you see that there's a color, like I think next week's color along, I'm not sure, it may have to be pre-recorded, but just kind of bear with me over the next few weeks to make sure that that things are not, that just in case there's a pre-recorded one. And then we've got painting classes that are continuing on Mondays. We've got some really, really cool paintings that are happening through the month of June. The June calendar going forward is already posted on my Facebook page. So if you don't have that, let me know. As we go into June, we've got a live color along happening on Tuesday, June 1st. Heather Berger's going to be doing that color along, so stay tuned for details about that. There'll be a free page. It'll be featuring my book, Tiny Houses. I'm going to be working on my flamingo coloring book. I need to get that. I want to get that completed, finished, and submitted to Amazon over the weekend, because I just don't want to wait any longer. It's done. I'm in the last inking page, the inking of the last page, and scanning my pages. So that's what's happening with the flamingo book. The other thing that's happening going over the next couple of weeks is that usually in the Just Color coloring group, we have either a challenge that's happening where there's prompts every day, or there's prompts that are posted on the coloring group every day. And I'm taking a break from those daily prompts. So I'm not going to be putting any type of daily prompts over the next couple of weeks. I feel like we all need a break from them, and I just feel like you don't want to wear out a good thing. So it's time for people to miss it, I guess. So we're going to be taking a break from those. What else is happening? What other type of change is happening? I don't think that anything else. I think that was it. I just wanted to make you aware that there may be a couple of color alongs, so I can deal with a couple of personal things that are not live, just so I can get things settled. Anywho, let's move on to today's topic, which is warm colors. So the biggest question is, what is a warm color? Now, there's two answers to that question. First of all, you could say that a warm color is defined as like the technical warm color of reds, oranges, or yellows. Those are considered warm colors in the art world. Hang on, I gotta get Scarlett something here. What's going on? Oh, you can't have two. You have one of those is for Scarlett. Here. Don't be a bone hog. So sorry about that. Paisley. Will draw alongs be affected? I don't think so, Sharon. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Maybe, possibly the 26th. I'm not sure. I have to figure it out today. What I'm gonna do. I'll let you know what's going on. Warm colors. So the technical term about warm colors is that it's the reds, the oranges, the yellows. It's the things that evoke fire. Does that make sense? So I'm looking for my ruler so I can pop it across my page. Things that evoke fire. So sunlight or heat. Now, if you take a look at the color wheel and you just simply pop a line here right across between the yellow and the yellow-green and the red-violet and the violet, and just put a line right there. I'm just going to actually put a line in pencil, but I don't want to put it in ink. I don't know how much I want to commit to this. This side of the color wheel is warm, and this side is cool. So different things, like things to make you think of, like sunlight or heat or any combinations of any of these colors would be considered warm colors. Okay, and then all of these would be considered cool colors. Now, hey Chris, now let me say this. That's the technical definition of warm colors. The other definition of warm colors is what you feel is a warm color. So if you feel that red violet, for example, because it's kind of in the red family, doesn't really evoke that feeling, like a warm feeling to you, or doesn't really give you like the warm fuzzies. Maybe that makes you feel like that's not really a warm color. So I just always truly believe, and I'm just going to kind of keep this color wheel over to the side. I don't know how well this book is going to stay like that, but we'll give it a try. I just think that color is everyone's personal opinion, and whatever you feel is the right color to use, and whatever you feel should be used is what you should use. I don't think that anyone can tell you what to use for color. I don't think that anyone can say to you that you have to like that color. I think that everybody has their own opinion. So, in keeping with these warm colors, for today's color along, we're going to kind of work with what is on this side, left side of the color wheel for all of these warm colors. So the first one I'm going to jump into is this orange color, and I have just regular Crayola crayons today. This one is yellow orange, and I also have this burnt orange color. I'm going to see what happens when we mix them together for some of these. I don't know, what are they? Fruit, oranges. We'll call them oranges and apples in here. So one of the things that we want to talk about too is what kind of makes you give that warm feeling, what makes things cozier. So sometimes if you wanted to create like a cozy feeling in a room, you might want to use darker colors or something like a terracotta. Now think about it, if you had slept in a bedroom that had like, I don't know, hot pink walls. To me, that's not a warm feeling. I don't even know if I like to sleep in red sheets. I had bought these red sheets one time that had like all these white, I guess they were white flowers on them, like line art flowers all over them. And I felt like they kept me up. Why? I had my eyes closed, right? But just the thought of having those sheets in my bed that were red with red pillowcases just didn't do it for me. So I don't know what happened to me, but just was not something I wanted to keep using. So depends on what is warm to you. Now you may have another color that's maybe a favorite color here, but it falls into the cool colors. And maybe that color, the reason why it's your favorite is because it soothes you. So what do you think? I mean, what type of colors do you feel are warm and soothing? not necessarily warm as in temperature-wise. I mean, sure, they evoke fire, but what's soothing to the eye? What's soothing to you to be around? Maybe you just cannot stand the color green, or maybe you just cannot stand, like, I don't really know if I think that red is very soothing or very warm. I kind of feel like browns are warmer. I also feel like this yellow-green could be warm. And I really kind of feel like this, well, here's yellow. I'm going to use yellow here for the pear. But yellow's kind of on the fence. So I think it's really up to a personal opinion. So that's what I have to say about these warm colors. So I just wanted to kind of give, I don't want to beat, I don't want to beat the topic, but that's basically what ends up happening. It really is in the eye of the beholder. It truly doesn't mean that I just don't think that it's like if somebody says to you, oh, I don't like what you just colored. I don't like that color you used. Well, that's their opinion, and maybe they really don't. I'm going to put a little bit of burnt sienna on this section here. And just kind of add a little bit of maybe even some green on this. So I'm going to color this based on what I see on this side of the color wheel for these warm colors, like, the rules. There are no rules, but we'll pretend that there are. Like, don't tell me what to do, but okay, we'll pretend. Here's Granny Smith apple. I'm going to do it up here. And I'm going to kind of use some things that I really like that made me think, oh, wow, this is really, that does kind of create a coolness. And a pear can be kind of greenish brown, right? Boy, I haven't had a pear in a long time. Sharon says, I find blue to be very soothing to me. Red I associate with anger or irritation. Surprise, surprise, Sharon likes blue. No, I knew that, right? All right, so let's talk about that. So Sharon is saying that blue is soothing, and red she associates with anger or irritation. Me too. I kind of associate it with anger or irritation. Or the other thing is that if you take a look at this chart that's in volume 2 of the Coloring Handbook, you can see the meaning of colors. And the meaning of red is passion or power or love, but also can be irritation or anger or I saw fire. How about that? When someone was angry, they said that they saw fire. That's interesting, right? So if you saw fire, and the true definition of this warm color was that it was kind of a fire color, that's interesting to me when people say that they saw fire. What is happening with the two of you with you dogs? What is going on? Paisley, don't let her cry, okay? Dogs are not getting along today, apparently. But this chart will just, the orange is energy and vitality, which kind of can relate to, like, the fruit, an orange, kind of supposed to be energetic and provide a lot of vitamins. So there's that color orange. The other thing is that, let me make sure that I'm pronouncing it right. It's called let me just make sure that I can, I want to make sure that I pronounce it correctly. But we're going to talk about people that see the days of the week in color, or the months in color. Does that happen to anybody? Like, for example, what do you think? Oh, it's called synesthesia. Whew. It was a tough one. Mary says, I've always been told that I look better in warm tones, probably because of the color of your skin, right? Or maybe the color of your hair or the color of your eyes. Sharon says, I saw red when this or that happened. Yes, exactly. Like, I saw red, I saw fire, or I saw red. How about people that can see the colors of the days of the week? So when you think of, this happens to me. So it's called synesthesia, and you can actually see in your mind's eye, in your head, if somebody says to you, like, let's think of just the days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What do you see, though? Does anybody see those as colors? I see. You never heard that word before? Synesthesia? Do you see the color, Sharon? Do you see the colors of, do you see the colors of the days of the week? I see the colors of the days of the week. I can see Friday is orange. I'm trying to find a link for you to learn more about this. This has always intrigued me about what happens. And like, do you see musical notes or months or numbers or words when someone's talking to you? I gotta find the here it is. I'm gonna pop the link here from the wiki, because that's like the easiest way rather than having here's the word. Synesthesia. Should I spell it? I guess I should, right? I'll put it up here. Oh, down here. S-Y-N. Yes. T-H-E-S-I-A. So, what happens when you are thinking, this doesn't happen to anybody but me? I can see, let me tell you what all the colors are. Sunday is bright yellow when I see the word Sunday in my head. Friday is orange. Well, let's start with, I'll go in order. Sunday is bright yellow and Monday is hot pink. Tuesday is like a bluish green color, I guess. Wednesday, again, it's a pinkish color. Thursday is kind of greenish color, I guess. And Friday is orange and Saturday is blue. Nobody else has this happen to them? When I think of the months, January is kind of an orange color. February is purple. March is pink. April could be orange if I wanted it to be. Hey, Bonnie Hughes. Mary says, yes, I have always seen colors of days of week all my life and pictures of what the days look like. Yes, thank you, Mary. Right? Exactly. Always seen the colors or the months or days of the week, months, numbers. Like if someone's talking to you, do you see the words popping up in your head like a big thought bubble? I do. I mean, I don't know if you really have to be a visual person to see all of that. This is called mahogany, by the way. But just different colors. That link, though, to the wiki will give you a really good explanation about it. So it's basically the awareness. It varies from person to person. So some people, what I see Friday as is orange. Mary probably sees it as something different. Mary, what color is Friday for you? Interesting, isn't it? This to me, it's like it's a phenomenon. And the reason too is that I just always believed that it happened to everybody. So I just assumed. Plus, the other thing is that how do you see the days of the week in your head? Or how do you see a calendar? So in my head, I kind of see it as like, here is Monday. It's a big giant box. And then there's little boxes in between for this is Sunday. And then all of the other days of the week are in here. And then here's another one here. So in my mind's eye, that's how the week looks. And then Sharon's probably saying, what have I gotten myself into? I can just see Sharon having a conversation about this with me. Saying, that's it, I'm done. She's throwing the crayon in the air saying, that's it, I'm done. Does anybody else see the week in images like that? Friday's bright yellow. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder what, like, I don't even know if there's a reason why I see Friday as orange. Right, Mary? Like, why would you see it as yellow? I don't even know if there's a reason. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just what I see it as. You know? It's a heavy topic. All I know, Sharon's saying, when I was working, Sundays were sad to me and Fridays were happy. All this you're saying is much too deep for me. Is it, Sharon? How about when you see people's names? Like when I see your name, it looks like big puffy letters. Yeah, I know, Sharon. I can be deep. Crazy, isn't it? Thought it was all about coloring and crayons. So I'm using this apricot color kind of as a colorless blender just to kind of blend all of this right here, you know. Have I lost people? No. We've still got 16 people watching. So anyway, so that's what happens with these warm colors. Opinion, it's up to you. It's a personal opinion. Or you can go by the rules and be someone that wants to do everything by the book and only use colors. Hey, Bev Larson. No, not at all, Sharon. Not because you're a big puffy person. No, that is not all. Not at all. It's not about you, your face. It's about just the word, the letters. You know, Bonnie says, I never see colors regarding the months or the days. I think of Sunday as sad and Friday as happy also. Well, I think that emotions, I don't know if that's part of it. That must be something else when you evoke an emotion from something, right? I mean, I guess that could happen with food. Back to food, right? You always got to go back to the food. That's what I say. All right, I'm looking for red, and I still can't. I see everything linear in black and white, Lynn is saying. Interesting, Lynn. We should do like an abstract painting that would be like how you see everything. So everything is just one straight line. I don't see the whole year as one straight line. I see all the months in a loop. It kind of looks like this. I'm boring Times New Roman. No, Times New Roman is a font that has... If you were really boring, you'd be Helvetica, right? Then you'd really be boring. Interesting, isn't it? We never know what type of conversation is going to happen during a color along. Did you ever notice that? Chris can attest to that. Chris has been following my color alongs for a long time. So those of you that have joined us late, what I was saying just a little bit late, what I was saying in the beginning today was that Paisley's going to back me up on what I was saying, apparently. What I was saying was that I have a few things happening over the next couple of weeks. So the daily prompts are not going to be happening in the Just Color coloring group. I need to take care of some personal stuff. And the other thing that is happening is that you might see a color along or two over the next couple of weeks that are pre-recorded. Paisley does not agree with me. Mary says, my yellow Friday looks like an omelet. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Sharon says, I see someone's name and either smile because I really like them or frown because they annoy me. Well, I can relate to that. Let me tell you. I can definitely relate to that. Especially like if they really annoy me. There's certain people that just really, really bug me. Come on, we all have those people. Lynn could be Comic Sans, but then that would be too funny. Hang on a second. What is happening over here? Take this. Oh, here. Switch. Yeah, Comic Sans always reminds me as like, you know, funny. I don't know if it's because it's called comic. Yeah, Paisley is seeing red right now. You know what Paisley was doing? They both have a bone, and Paisley buried it in a chair. And then Scarlett took her bone, and now Paisley wanted Scarlett's bone, and... Whew! Like, when I see Paisley's name, I see, like, all bright colors. When I see Scarlett's name, it's kind of like, it's not red, like the color, but I kind of see her name as, like, I don't know, she would be written in bold font, like bold type, like, definitely like a boldness. Do you comic? Yeah, you know, I just go with the typical letters that are supposed to be in the email, rather than changing the font. But I do like to write an email in purple. That's the other thing, is what color pen do you like to use? I mean, doesn't it make it more fun if you have a cool color for your pen? Isn't it a cheerier thing that if you're, like, paying bills, you have a purple pen? Oh, no, Alice. I saw your post the other day about when you went to the doctor's. I know, what a pain, right? All right, so now we're gonna jump onto, so we finished our fruit, and now I'm gonna jump onto the bowl. Still sticking with our warm colors. So what type of colors would you evoke, would actually make you feel kind of like a warm fuzzy feeling, a fun feeling? I'm gonna start out with this tan color, and then I will add some reds on here, I think, and see what happens to it. Yeah, the allergies are bad this year. A lot of pollen. I feel like the trees have bloomed way more than they used to. And I feel like there are way more birds in my yard. Matter of fact, the other day, a robin had new babies. And they're in her nest. She's been sitting on the nest and yesterday, I think they were born yesterday, actually. And she was feeding them. I could see their little beaks. Yeah, I love teal too. Teal is a good color. I mean, and then there's colors that are used for different reasons that would evoke like health or energy. For example, Dorito chips are blue ink and a blue pen. Surprise, surprise, right, Sharon? Sharon loves the color blue. It's okay, Sharon. I love it too. How about like food too? What food packaging is in? You never see how you see some foods that are in a green box or brown, like a neutral color. That would be more of a healthy option. So, or if you had like cheese doodles or Doritos or something in a bright red, orangey type packaging, that would be more like junk food. Or if you had something that was bright blue, like Oreos, would be junk. The cookie, you know, Oreo the cookie. What are the colors? All of the junk food is usually in a bright color. It's amazing what happens in the supermarket to get us to eat something, to get us to buy something, you know? The placement of color, how the healthy stuff is up top, that type of thing. I think a purple pen is my favorite. So I'm just kind of adding some red on the right side of this bowl. And then as I move over to, and this is on top of that tan color. So as I move back over towards the left, I'm going to add some brown, which is burnt sienna. And you know, if you notice that some crayons are waxier than others, and some are like a hard wax, what is that about, right? You look how this burnt sienna is actually kind of acting as a colorless blender in a way. So it's blending in all of the color that I already put there. So it's kind of smoothing it out. It's kind of pushing the color into the in-betweens where the color didn't hit and where the pages are white. Paisley, you need to sit down, my friend. Come on, sit down. Lay down for a little bit, okay? Go ahead, lay down. Go ahead. Lay down, Paisley. She left. Oh, now she laid down. Doesn't like to be like closed in, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to add some more red on top of this, especially to the bottom. Because I want it to kind of have a little bit of shading, so I'm liking this red color. But kind of a warm color, because I've got some reds in there. Alice says, I'm weird. Purple is my favorite color, but red looks better on me, and I love to wear blue for some reason. It's making me think of that, what is it called? Is it called the Red Hat Society? Does anybody belong to that? You always see those ladies with red hats. All right, I think I should put some yellow in the middle here. And I want it to be kind of a golden yellow. This is dandelion. This is good. Of course, next is the bottle. I mean, what are we drinking, right? Like, what's in this bottle? I would prefer club soda in this bottle. My club soda addiction. I think that every time I buy a lot of bottles of club soda from wherever, if it gets delivered or if I buy it at a store, I think that maybe they think that I'm just mixing it with something, but I'm really not. I'm just drinking it straight. It's not good. I wish I could quit it. Is anybody else a club soda fan? I started drinking club soda when I was like trying to not drink soda long ago. And I just went to plain club soda. I'm using the cap as this kind of reddish orange color. And then, let's see what else is in here. So don't forget, pink can also be something that's a warm color. So let's see if this tonic. You like tonic? Yeah, I don't know. Isn't it? There's a big difference between tonic and club soda, right, Bev? Do you like it to be flavored or plain? I don't really like tonic. And sometimes the cheaper the club soda, the better. Although, is it Seagram's that makes a good club soda? Has a lot of fizz. It's like you, I don't know. Pretend there's vodka mixed in with it and you're all set, right? And you're just sipping it. Makes me think I'm having a gin and tonic even though I'm, yeah, see? Bev's reading my mind, right? It's kind of like that. It's like it's mixing together. All right, here's another pink, which is called Tickle Me Pink. I'm going to add it to this pink that I put at the bottom. And then I may add a little bit of red down here. I'm not sure. With lime, refreshing, and I won't get malaria. That's true, because it has quinine in it. That's very true. That's the most important part, Bev, is that you won't get malaria. Why does it have quinine in it? Still. Plus, it's supposed to be good if you have pain in your legs, right? I'm surprised it still has that in it. Like, why does it even have that? All right, I'm going to add a little bit of this magenta. Ooh, magenta. I don't know what that is, Bonnie. M-I-O lemonade. What is that? Alice says, I told my friend the other day, if they delivered food to my area, I would order my food and have it delivered. Then I wouldn't have to go out unless I had to go to the doctor. I try to avoid the doctor's office. Me too. I hear you on that, Alice. I know, I can't believe you can't have food delivered. The other day, Amazon was delivering something to somebody across the street from me, and I said to the guy, do you have anything for me? He says, no, not today, but I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, okay, now the Amazon guy knows that I'm going to have a delivery every day. It's not the same when there's not a delivery on one day, I'll tell you. Feels weird without a delivery. Today I had a delivery from FedEx. And I noticed that now Amazon is using UPS a lot. So that's interesting. This one is red violet on top of all of this. But look at the mixing of all of those colors. Isn't it amazing? Yeah, they're regular Crayola crayons. You got it, Bev. Regular Crayola. I know, they're fine. I feel like I wish they would be like a little waxier. Maybe because, I don't know if it's because of temperature-wise or where I kept them. I'm not really sure. I'm in the process of not rearranging, but kind of sprucing up my studio, because food delivery is big here in Florida. Same here, Abby. Yeah, same here. I have most of my food delivered, with the exception of going to one store just for like meat and the deli. But other than that, it's just so much easier. I have dog food delivered all the time. That's really easy. And that gets delivered from a local store. So, quick. It's like within 2 hours, I have my delivery. All right, now for the bottom, let's use something that is... Are you too fussy, Bev? Yeah, well, I mean, there's some stuff I don't want someone else touching, like someone else shopping for. I would never order, like, eggplant or something to have it delivered. I think I need to touch my vegetables. All right, so now we've got this bottom part here, and I'm going to go in the brown family, because I think brown is kind of a warm color. And this is just regular brown. And I am just kind of going on the edge here. And I'm definitely going to go over this with another color brown. Maybe we'll add like mahogany on top of this. Let's see if we can find my mahogany. We've got burnt sienna, mahogany. Sharon says, I'm always afraid that anything in produce will be spoiled or rotten if I did delivery of those items. Well, yeah, I'm always afraid of the same thing too. I don't do a lot of, actually, you know what does happen to me is I'll order things from Whole Foods. This has happened with produce from Whole Foods. I'll order something from Whole Foods, like I ordered sweet potatoes one time from Whole Foods, and they sent me these, like, I don't even know what they were called, but the skin of the sweet potato was red, and the meat of the potato, the inside the potato, it was white. And it was, I don't know if it was called a white sweet potato or an Asian sweet potato, something. Anyway, it was horrible. Horrible. It just did not have a good taste. It didn't have a good texture. And then another time I ordered fresh escarole from Whole Foods, and they sent me green leaf lettuce. So I really think that it makes a difference as to who's picking what. If you're ordering something that's like an odd, well, not even an oddball thing. I mean, if I wanted to order Red Delicious apples, and they sent me like, I don't know, a Fuji apple or something, or a Macintosh, to me, that's not okay. So I think I would want to, that stuff I would want to pick out myself, you know? The potato really bugged me. Then I had to go back to the store. So that was even more annoying. So I don't know if they actually know what they're picking sometimes, or what the heck anything is. And you would think that they should just like scan it, right? So that they would know and it would pop up with the number that's on it or something, and then they would know. So they don't even have to know what like escarole looks like, or different types of apples. But I don't know if I want them touching it. I like something to be in the package. Like the other day I was going to buy a pair of shoes from a local shoe store, and I decided to order them online because I didn't want to put my foot in something that everybody else put their foot in. Is that bad that I've become that person? Isn't that crazy? That I've become that person that doesn't want to put my foot in another shoe that someone else put their foot in? What the heck, right? This is Timberwolf that's next, which is this gray. And I'm going to go with the background for this. And I'm going to do the whole background with this color first. And then I'm going to add more colors on top of this. But let's just do the background with this gray color first. Sharon says, I've seen those delivery shoppers in the store, and they just throw the item without checking it into the bags. They have lined up in their carts. You just know they are trying to get through the orders as fast as possible with no concern as to what they are throwing in the bags. Yeah, I think so too. Some of them are like, it is a little nuts. Well, that's a good thing, Bev's saying, and why I want to pick stuff myself. If you're not specific enough, it is a problem. Different countries have different kinds of sweet potatoes. Exactly. Hello, Miss Marianne. So this color, interesting gray, isn't it? Timberwolf. How is the mask situation in Rhode Island? Mary's asking, do you still have to wear them in stores? Yes. And I will never take off my mask. How about that? Not taking off my mask. I went to the bank yesterday, and this woman walked into the bank without a mask. That was the only time I've seen people without a mask. But for the most part, people still have their mask on. And I don't know what they're changing. Sharon, do you know what they're going to change? How is it in Connecticut, Mary? Alice, it always goes back to food, right? Always goes back to the food. It's an essential item in our lives. I mean, talk to Scotland and Paisley. They're all about the food. They have, like, it all figured out. If you don't feed them at a certain time, that's it. All right, I'm looking for another type of gray. This is Timberwolf. I got to put them aside. I could add silver on top of it, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. Bittersweet. This is a cool color. Let's add bittersweet on top of this. Actually, I'm going to peel the paper. I know. Bonnie says, masks were not required at the beauty shop I went to yesterday. Did you still wear one? Yeah, it's like nothing has changed here too, Sharon. That's what I saw too. Matter of fact, I even saw like someone in my neighborhood having like a tree cut down or something. And he had a mask on while he was outside with the tree guys. So I thought that was promising, that people are still that concerned. But then there are the group that they just don't want to be bothered, you know? I think it has to do with the age of the person. It's not gone, you know? I know somebody who has some friends that the whole family is sick right now. So you just gotta still pay attention to what's happening. Yeah, I would have done the same thing, Bonnie. I would have still kept it on. But you know, I mean, they say now, what, if you're vaccinated, you can take it off. I feel like I'm going to have it on and people are going to think I wasn't vaccinated. But, you know, I don't really care. I'm sure they already have their own opinions. I'm hardly in a store anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I am going to add some silver on here. There were not many people in the shop. Yeah, as long as this, I mean, I don't know. People just need to pay attention, right? See what's happening and just be careful. My friend had a gathering on her deck with 6 people, Mary, saying we were all fully vaccinated and we were comfortable without our masks. But you were outside, right? So when you're outside, it's a little bit different. The weird thing about the other day, Alice says, was they never asked me if I had my COVID vaccine. Alice was saying the mask situation hasn't changed here yet. They are saying it's up to the individual store. I think that's what's happening here, too. They never asked you that? I went to the doctor's a few weeks ago, and she said, do you have your COVID vaccine card? And I said, no, I never even thought to bring it. She said, well, make sure you get us a copy. So now I feel like I should be mailing it to her or something. And I thought to myself, why didn't they send you one? Like, why hasn't the health department sent you one? Florida lifted the mask requirements, but also up to the shops, Abby's saying. Some places, if you had your shots, you don't need it. There are a lot of new strains, Heather's saying. Yes, I agree with you. And Marianne says, I am not ditching my mask. I'm not either. I'm not ditching it. It just ain't happening, girl. Right? It just ain't happening. Sharon says, I was in Shores yesterday. I need to go there tomorrow, actually. And everyone had masks on. Stopped in the bank, and the same thing. Masks were worn. Good. You know, I don't know. Am I going to be one of those people when I see them? I'm probably going to look at them and say, mask up, buttercup. What the heck, right? Like, where is your mask? All right, I'm just going to add a tint of black here. To underneath. Just to kind of add it, and even on that little bit of a line, just to kind of highlight it a little bit, or make, just kind of give it a little bit of a pop. And even here, and I'm using kind of like the edge of the black. Yeah, me too, Heather. I'm not taking a chance. I'm high risk too. I'm not taking a chance. I agree. It's a crazy world we live in. Oh, that's a good idea. Mary says, I scanned my COVID card on my phone. That's a really good idea, actually. Marian says, I have not gotten a cold, any viruses, bronchitis, or pneumonia in more than a year, and I attribute that to wearing a mask. I think you're absolutely right. That's wonderful, though. I really should put a mask on when I'm just outside in my backyard, because the pollen is just making me stuffed up and constantly have, like, a sniffle. Just from the pollen, you know? Just the air quality. I want to ditch mine so badly, but I don't feel safe doing so. Are you going to burn? Will you be burning it like a bra, Sharon? It will be like the mask burning. But they're still having stuff. Like, I saw that they're having something here locally for, like, stuff still happening. What's going to happen with that? I don't know. Diana says, dang, didn't even know it was Thursday. Too busy posting pictures. I know. Did you see all the... Diana has been posting pictures like just a creative fool today. Incredible. If you have not seen the pictures the pages that Diana has been posting all morning in the Just Color coloring group, I have to tell you, those pages are from my coloring membership that's $5 a month. And the $5 a month membership gets you 10 different coloring pages that are not in any books. I am still contemplating whether or not I need to do a book of those pages and put them in a book from like the past several months and maybe create 2 books with 50 pages each. But I'm really on the fence as to whether to do it or not. Yes, in the chiminea, there's a 10-cent word right there, we have in the backyard. I'll be throwing all of them in it when I feel safe enough to do so. Okay. Will you be doing like a video of this, Sharon? I hope so. You should do like a little dance. Right? Do you wear it outside? I wear my mask outside when I'm outside my house sometimes. Depending if there's people around. You know? But I really should wear it more often when I'm in the backyard, just for the pollen. Okay, so there is my finished page. I am going to now take a little bit of white, and, well, you can't really see what's there, but you could go back in with an eraser on these and erase a little bit of this crayon. Let me see if I can find my eraser. It's always, like, buried underneath everything. Let me see here. No, it's not really erasing like I want it to, but I could do, you know, right there it is. So there's a little bit of a highlight there, a little bit of a highlight here. I feel like it's just making more of a mess. What is happening here? All right, I'm just going to scrape a little bit of that crayon off. Just to kind of give that orange a highlight. Okay, good thing this is not like a hair salon or something. We'd be in trouble. All right. It's a little bit there, a little bit here, little tiny bits. Cleaning it just kind of like on my desk and a little bit there. That's it. Complete. Marianne's, no, I don't have an electric eraser. I decided that maybe if I really need to resort to an electric eraser, then I have reached the epitome of laziness. So I've decided to just like keep it real. You could need to do a video of it, Sharon, yes. Thank you, Marianne. Marianne says, I'm working on a sepia pic of tiny houses. So my next thing on my desk is my flamingo book. So I've got one more page to ink. And I honestly am not sure about this page. So, let me see. I'm going to see if I can show it to you. This one page. Thank you, Abby. Diana says, I wear my mask while cleaning inside and while doing yard work. I'm fully vaccinated, but my mask will stay my best friend forever. Me too. Do you have an electric eraser, Sharon? Yeah, I mean, I could pretend I'm using an electric eraser, right? I could be erasing, go zzz, right? We could just do sound effects for it. Excuse me, Scarlett. So, my flamingo book is moving along, and I've reached a problem in my scanning. Here's one of the pages, actually, which might be the cover. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to figure out what will be the cover and what will not be the cover. I'm not sure, but I have to rescan everything. So I don't know what happened when I scanned it. I think it's because I scanned it with my phone rather than the scanner because I was just being completely lazy. Oh no, Sarah. Well, I'm happy you're here now. So this is one of the flamingo pages. It's just going to be called Flamingo Coloring Book. I'm not going to do anything fancy with the name. I found that if I just name it, just a straight out name, it usually does better. But I'll show you the pages that we've got so far. This is nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could try the electric eraser, but why is it making me think of the electric slide? I don't know. So I have to see if I can slide them over to this side because these are on tracing paper, so you can kind of see through. Let me see. So my last page that I am, here's one of the pages. See if I can do it this way. And then I'll show you my last page that I'm working on because I'm not really sure about that last page. Here's one of the page. Here's another page. I'll do a quick flip through of these pages because I've already got 23 pages. I'm working on page number 24. I'm just really on the fence about this 24th page. I don't know what happened. I thought you were saying that you were standing in the shower, Sarah. I'm going to say, okay. So, these flamingos have been a lot of fun. I'm going to miss them. I do have another book that could possibly be in the queue of flamingos. Yes, I will have it in PDF. It'll be available in PDF and hard copy and possibly hardcover. What do you think about that? I can do hardcover books, so I thought maybe I would give it a go and give it a try and see how a hardcover book is to create. Because I have not created a hardcover book yet, and it's a little bit of a different process. So I decided that I might do it with this because I have to change the dimensions or something, or change the dimensions of the cover. So it is a little bit different. So I'm thinking of doing that. I think it would be kind of cool. The other thing that will happen is I'll have some flamingo tote bags. I actually have... how many did I make? Maybe eight new tote bags. I have a couple of tote bags that are now on Amazon with some different paintings. And I have some tote bags that are on Amazon now that you can color. I did a bunch of those. So take a look at those. The best way to find my tote bags is to just go on Amazon and type in Anne Manera tote bags. I don't have links for every single one of them. Diana says, my electric eraser comes with different sizes. I only need to use it for small spaces that way I don't need to erase another area. Oh, that's a good idea. I know, I'll have to color them so I don't miss them. I agree with you. I'll just keep drawing more. I don't know. I don't know how the hardcover will affect the book when you lay it down to try to color. That's a good question, Sharon. I don't know. So I'm going to try it. We won't know until we know, right? You don't know what you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. Don't you think? Think of it that way. So they're kind of funky. A little bit different than what I mean, not that they're completely different, but some of them have like a little path that you can follow. But this last page that I am just like, oh, is it just too much? Or, I mean, like, look at this one. This one is actually going underneath that bridge, kind of like back into there. So there's a few pages like that. Thank you, Bev. Thank you, Sharon. So take a look at this one. So let's see what we've got. So here's my last page. Pop this piece of paper underneath here. Let me see how this works out. So I don't know if you can kind of see what is happening here, but it basically are these buildings over to the left. You like the one with the bridge? You know what that was based on, Sharon, is that painting we had done with the bridge. Remember that painting? The first page is the tree in front of the bridge. Yes, it is, but Alice, good eye, Alice. See this line right here? This one right here? When I scan it and put it in the computer, this scribbly line is going to get erased. Bev says, I saw a message that you aren't going to be doing lives for a while. I hope you'll be back. No, I am. Where did you see that? There was a message. Do you mean the post in the coloring group about doing color alongs for... No, just for a couple of weeks. I'm not doing the daily prompts. That's all. All right, let's see what happens with this one. I'm not sure how this one will work out, but let's see. I'm just not going to do the daily prompts in the coloring group for a couple of weeks. And then the other one is that I've got some stuff going on personally, Bev, that I need to take care of. So if you come across a color along that is pre-recorded, then that's why. I don't know if this pen is going to work here. Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl, I think I need to resend you an email, by the way. I haven't forgotten you. There was a private message that you received like that, Bev? That didn't come from me. I try not to send private messages to people with weird stuff. All right, so this step is going to come down like this. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know. I'm feeling like this may not work. But see, those little flamingos are kind of like in the background there, near the beach. All right, so this little wall starts here. I guess maybe there was something behind there that we didn't really need. That's when I need an eraser. I know these scammers are a little crazy, don't you think? I'm just gonna get rid of all those lines back here because I'm getting a little confused. See what's happening. Do you think this page looks good, Alice? I don't know. I'm just unsure about this page. I'm not feeling it. this guy right here. Kind of comes around that little thing right there. This plant is going to be in the front. And then this kind of comes around like that. Pop a couple of windows up here. Yeah, it kind of does look like a castle, doesn't it? I love this book because there's a variety of objects and items to color within each page, not just all flamingos. Chris says, my AT&T account was just hacked. My son is taking care of it right now. Isn't it a pain in the neck? It's what gets hacked, right? I don't know. You know, I didn't want this to just be like all flamingos. I wanted the flamingos to be in a setting. You know? Does that make sense? I wanted them to be like something that you could kind of see like further down, like into the page, like in the background, going into the distance. Of course, we have this little dude right here. All right, and then this house also kind of has another addition. This is where my art studio will be, in this little section here. Here's my window. The dogs are looking out that window. I thought about putting an eyeball in there. You could erase the little flamingo in left front and put one in front of the wall. Yeah, I'm not sure if he... Oh, right here. I think I'm going to, actually. I was going to make this like a stone wall, Alice, but I'm thinking that it needs flamingos right there. All right, here is my... here are these other windows that I'm just kind of putting some trim around. More to color, right? More stuff to color when you do that. And then the actual house, let's give it some shingles or these little lines, right? And then for this one also, I gotta kind of put this on an angle. Almost thought I had too many lines going on over there. Put one here, kind of comes across here. Here's another one, another one, another one. You think I need a Mercedes? You mean like the one that's parked in my driveway, Beth? It could be, right? It's like the one that's parked in my driveway. I don't have a Mercedes parked in my driveway. Okay. Kind of looks like that's a little porch going around there, doesn't it? A little bit. All right. So there's our house. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot down here. I was getting too distracted about my Mercedes parked in my driveway. I needed to go make sure everything was okay. All right, so let's put a flamingo right there. Where's my pencil? Let's see. Put a couple of them right here. So here's the beak. The eye. Hope I can get rid of those lines right there. I'm not sure what I would think of if there was a flamingo walking by, actually. You know? Plus, I heard about what type of noises they make, and I'm not really sure about that either. Yeah, I'm not going to have that guy on this side. Alice is right. It's too much. He needs to just, like, be left alone on that side. Okay, now let's work on these dudes in the background. So this one has a little bit of an umbrella up here. And then here's this guy right here. He's in the background. This is an eyeball. I feel like I have to concentrate. Thank you, Alice. Backyard pool for birds, right. The mountain in the background, you know. Gotta have it all going on. A couple of little flamingos just kind of hanging out. And then we've got this tree right here that's coming off this house. Oh, see this line right here? Gotta get rid of that. I'm gonna have to redo the inside of the tree. Not a big deal. I'll just do it in the computer. All right, now as far as this wall looks like it needs some sort of stone that's behind these birds. But we don't want it to be like, you know, uniform style stone. Okay. So the next color along is happening next Wednesday, but just kind of bear with me over the next couple of weeks. And if you happen to see a color along that is pre-recorded, just bear with me. And then I am going to do, we've got painting classes on Mondays that are still happening. We have draw-alongs that are still happening. If you're interested in joining that draw-along group, I mean, we're drawing some really interesting things. And draw-alongs are beginning again on July 7th, right? July 7th, is that when we're starting again? Yeah, July 7th. So these are just, I guess this page isn't bad. What do you think? It's not too bad. This will be the last page. So I just need to rescan all my pages because they just didn't work out. Is it much better? Okay. Yeah, I guess it is, right? Whew, thanks for your help, everyone. That was much better. I think this needs a chimney. What do you think? There we go. And we can give it this kind of like these bricks. Okay, perfection. I don't know about that, Sharon, but you're too kind. All right, so I'll see everyone back again next week for another live column along. And in the meantime, stay tuned for this book because my goal is to get this book finished on Amazon by the weekend. I don't know. Last time my last book, they took forever to approve it, so I just need to rescan everything, assemble the book, send it over to my editor, Paisley, see if she wants to get some work done this time around. And that's about it. I will talk to everyone soon. Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. Another great time with a great group of people. I will talk to everyone soon. Have a great day, everyone.